State of the art.
State of the Arts. Hi, I'm Julie.
I'm Mike.
And this is State of the Arts.
Yeah, that was definitely the driver. Just to make sure we knew our lines.
words.
Yeah, I was like, do I know my lines? Hi, I'm Julie.
I'm Mike.
And this is State of the
Hi, I'm Julie.
And I'm Mike.
And this is State of the Arts.
Over the past 2 semesters, Texas Tech's theater department had the honor of having Pulitzer Prize and Tony Award-winning playwright Doug Wright teach a class on musical theater book writing, which I actually had the honor of taking, so check it out.
The responsibilities of a playwright. I think it's to wholly and accurately reflect the truth as the playwright perceives it, to find something in the human experience that is particular and distinctive and honestly rendered and speaks to some basic and enduring truth that unites us all.
It's so simple.
Very easy to be a playwright. To work in your pajamas. You get paid for transcribing the voices in your head. And you're able to spend a good part of your workday couched in the comforts of your own imagination. Well, I will say this about the Pulitzer Prize. I'll say 2 things. One, it's a reminder that for one beautiful but fleeting moment in time, most people in aggregate thought that I was probably a good writer. And that's a really beautiful thing to be able to hold on to, especially on dark days. And the other thing I will say is that when you win a Pulitzer, you're more or less guaranteed an obituary in the New York Times. So that's kind of cool, except my one worry is that they'll say that, you know, after his Pulitzer, he never did anything again. You can't chase success, because you never know which work that you create is gonna strike a chord with the larger public or with the critical community. But I think that even more than success or failure is the urgency a writer feels to impart a story that they think will touch another heart in some lasting way. And that's as simple as, you know, if something hilarious happened to you on the way to work and the drive feels interminable because you cannot wait to arrive at the office and tell your coworker this amazing tale. I think writers live with that urgency every day. This, to me, is what makes a great story. The audience gets deeply engaged in the tale of other people facing or overcoming or confronting or falling prey to some conflict or phenomenon that reveals their true nature. And the audience spends their time in the theater watching that story unfold, seeing all those characters participate in it, almost like they're staring at a painting. But there's this beautiful moment in great storytelling when it ceases to be a painting and becomes a mirror. And instead of just seeing the characters, for the first time, shockingly, the audience sees itself and realizes that in some way that story has always been about them. And to me, that's really mythic and fantastic storytelling in the theater. There are a lot of thrilling moments in a playwright's life, and sometimes those are the great privilege of accepting a fancy prize and feeling loved for a minute. And there's the thrill of an opening night, and there's the gratification of the good party afterwards. But I think the greatest reward any writer ever gets is when you're sitting all alone in front of the computer and a character you've created blurts out something that's surprising even to you. And you realize the character's taken on a life, a mind, and an energy of their own. And I can't even imagine what it must have felt like to be Tennessee Williams when Blanche suddenly said, "I've always depended on the kindness of strangers." That must have put him on a high for a week or more. So those are the really private glories of being a writer, and in truth, nothing matches them. The low points of being a writer, I'll be candid, they're hard. And it's the experience of having a play open and you get fabulous reviews, and the next morning your house is filled with flowers and your messages are all full on your phone and the texts are coming in nonstop. And then there's opening a play and its reception is disappointing and everyone goes radio silent. We're not always good. We haven't always learned as theater artists how to best take care of one another. And those are the moments when we most need community and are often denied it. So I happen to work with the Dramatists Guild of America in New York, and my dear friend, the playwright Sarah Rule, and I were talking how to address this, and we decided, well, what if every time you got a bad review, the Dramatists Guild sent you a cake? And we thought, okay, that's a good idea. But then we realized, what if you got a mixed review, not a cake? Then you'd be like, oh my God, it was a bad review. I thought it wasn't that bad. So we thought the cake might be a kind of curse. But those are the loneliest days as a writer. And I think as a community, we need to do better in helping one another. I would like to help each student to find his or her or their true voice. I think that as theater artists, we all have a voice that is as distinctive and as precious as our DNA strand. And I want to help them push past what they think the world expects of them or who their peers think that they should be, and cut through to the wholly original character that they are, and ensure that when they write or when they make theater, it's in accord with that very special voice.
YouTube, this is Aaron Chavarria, your college recruiter for visual and performing arts, and I am here with Allison Ling, one of our graduating graphic design students. Say hi, Allison.
Hey, everybody.
All right, we're going to go see if people know what she's going to do for a living in the future. Come on, let's go. Can you tell me what a graphic designer does? Can you tell me what a graphic designer does? You know, or can you explain to me what you think a graphic designer does?
Basically designs anything on the web, web page design.
Yikes, like advertisements and stuff like that, maybe?
I know they just make some type of design and stuff.
Making designs and art on a computer digitally.
So graphic design, do you know what college that's under?
Mass communications.
No, that's wrong.
I don't know. That sounds like it would be like media and communications.
The communication?
All right, since everybody thinks that graphic design is part of media communications, we're out in front of the MCOM building to ask people the hard questions and take back graphic design for the School of Art. Let's go. I'm just gonna ask you all a couple questions.
Okay.
Totally.
Are they hard? No.
Oh, they're super hard.
I'm
So
ready.
get
I'm
ready.
so excited.
Like Photoshop, kind of like creating a digital image for like graphics for companies and stuff. I don't know.
I guess using Adobe and knowing how to use Illustrator, and that's important for graphics.
What college does graphic design fall under?
Media and communications.
Yeah.
Or-
Am I gonna look really stupid or?
No. Trust me. You know
Y'all
what?
like put us on YouTube and blast us? I don't want that.
Run.
I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to be doing. I was told to bring some of my work small.
Okay. So you make big paintings.
I make paintings that are bigger than I am. And I use a ladder occasionally. Painting as an act involves fluid pigment. That's kind of obvious, right? But if it's fluid enough and the canvas is vertical or at various stages of vertical to horizontal, typically leaned up against a wall, the paint will drip. And that's one way of making a mark on a canvas that happens a lot as you look around at paintings. anyways, a drip is a mark that cooperates with gravity. It's an indicator of gravity. So I'll take these larger paintings, and even though it's inconvenient and sometimes I knock things over, I'll get behind them and rotate these things to various orientations and make different marks, so that when the canvas is then presented in an exhibition, typically a gallery space or some sort of public venue, the marks that you're looking at can have a disorienting effect if, say, a drip is now running vertical or diagonal. That contradicts our human orientation to gravity. Title of the painting is Numenon 42. I think 42 is the secret of the universe.
Yeah.
Right? So Numenon...
Is that a coincidence that you named it 42? The secret of the universe?
Well, I just named it 42 because it came after 41.
Dang.
I'm actually hoping with this sort of symbolic language to speak a little bit to the nature of how human beings experience time. For me, this idea of horizontality is related to the idea of calmness, and it's often associated with submission.
We made the concept of time earlier, and we have timelines that go horizontal.
Yeah.
And then we read left to right, horizontally, right? So that this idea of foundation makes a lot more sense,
And so the idea of horizontality has this sort of like structure that allows us vertical things to act and feel important.
Or do you want them to necessarily make their own assumptions about it?
I had somebody correlate my work with Hobby Lobby, and I did not love that moment. My hope is that it's opening avenues for experience and not answering questions of it is about this, and so therefore it's not about whatever it is you think it is.
I was going to make the comment, and you might have an answer for this. I also have an answer. Do you know why Van Gogh became a painter?
Is this a joke? You have me all skittish now.
This is a test. I'm just kidding.
I think Van Gogh became a painter because he didn't like people, but
I heard it was because he didn't have an ear for music.
Really? I'm gonna lean on Richard Diebenkorn. So Richard Diebenkorn is dead.
What?
Yeah, lived forever. Yeah, he had a good life. I think he died in his 70s. Say that Van Gogh ate his paint, which is a bad idea.
That's true. The stuff that I like doing or navigating with theater is the mixing of different art mediums or storytelling mediums. And that was going to be my segue into you talking about this collaboration you're doing with music and art, yeah? It's like kind of like this big storytelling collaboration. Do you want to talk about that?
I would love to talk about that. It's going to involve a string orchestra, and Tasha will be conducting, and I'll be doing some sort of performance painting alongside the sound that the orchestra is producing. That's coming up April 11th at 7 o'clock in Hemley Performance Hall. It'll be my first opportunity to collaborate. That's not exactly true. I did a Valentine's Day painting back in 2008 that was very romantic.
Yeah. I mean, they coincide at some point, don't
Theater, are you trying to say that what you do in theater, Mike, is akin to what I do as a painter?
they? It's not what I was trying to
Have
say.
you ever taken a painting class?
I have.
Have you ever? Oh, really?
Yeah. I've taken a sculpting class too. Not at Tech, but in general.
I did not know
Yeah,
this.
I'm a
Did you?
graphic designer. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, I'm a graphic designer. So like I do art stuff.
Mike, you're silly talented, man.
This is about you. Thanks.
I-
God, I love that man so much.
That's
This
all,
has been-
folks. That is all, folks.
That has been everything.
It's the
All
end.
of it. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Here.
The not like that.
Also, there's like, is this for YouTube? There's a little bell, and if you don't hit the bell, you won't get notifications. It says every YouTuber. This is why I'm not gonna watch this video. I would never watch this video.
Yeah, I might not come back.